All right, Joe Biden, I got to tell you something, but first I have to add a disclaimer that this is not meant to incite violence, even though it sounded like you were making a pretty clear threat the other day. So, first of all, the quote is, "The tree of liberty must be watered from time to time with the blood of tyrants, not with the blood of patriots," as you said twice in your little speech. The tree of something, blood of patriots and something, and must be watered. That's what he said. Okay. Then he said, "Oh, but all these AR-15s, the Second Amendment was very clear on what types of people could own guns and what types of guns you couldn't buy a cannon." That's a lie. Actually, people own cannons. People own tanks. There's all kinds of stuff you can buy, and there's nothing in the Second Amendment that says anything about tanks or cannons or any type of, it only applies to muskets. It doesn't say any of that in there. Now, he says, you need, if you want to attack the government, you're going to need nuclear weapons and F-15s. Oh, okay. Well, I guess I should go out and buy those. This right here, this shows that he is absolutely ignorant to the entire military that he is at the command of. Think about this. First of all, there were absolutely no AR-15s present except for those owned by the government, as far as I know, during the insurrection, if that's what they want to call it, at the Capitol. So they called that an insurrection, and there weren't any guns there except for theirs. Well, they didn't need any F-15s. They didn't need any nuclear weapons. And if this happens again, and if it were an actual, people going in there with their AR-15s trying to get some tyrants out, if that were the case, how are you going to use an F-15 or a nuclear weapon to stop them? Are you going to nuke Washington, D.C.? Are you going to... do you have a sharpshooter who's, flying by in an F-15 who can take out the sniper on the roof? How? Tell me, please. How would you use an F-15 or a nuclear weapon in that situation? Now consider this. You have patriots across the entire country who buy weapons to defend themselves from your government. First of all, if you're afraid of them, it's probably because you're threatening them. Because they're not actively going against the government because they hate the government. They're defending themselves. They call it defense. What you are doing in the Middle East and everywhere else is offensive. We are not being attacked by anyone in Afghanistan. So to drop bombs over there is offensive. So I can see where you would be a little bit confused by anybody who has a weapon in the United States for defense. Because if what you do is called defense, then yeah, maybe you should be afraid. But that's not what everybody else calls defense. So unless you are planning to violently rob, steal, violate, harm Americans, you don't have anything to worry about. But of course we know you're already doing that. So this is our president. What the hell does that say? He doesn't know how the military works, unless he's just making blanket threats to scare people, which, yeah, maybe that's what he does. I mean, that's kind of what the government does, right? They scare us into obeying their every command, even the ones that we don't legally have to follow. They just scare most. So maybe that's his strategy. Maybe he knows he's full of shit and he's just trying to scare everybody. Sorry, guys. The country's falling to shit. And I know there's people on the left and people on the right. And the people on the left are like, yeah, we got Biden, he's so cool. They're not paying attention to anything he's doing or not understanding anything he's saying. You got people on the right, oh yeah, we should have Trump back in there. Let me tell you something. It doesn't matter who is in there. We are divided. If you think all that matters is you are mistaken. We are divided. The only way to stop this is unity. And the unity that they are selling is division. Because they understand. This is their tactic. This isn't the first time they've done that. When they understand, hey, we've got this great divide and conquer strategy. Oh my God, people are talking about unity. Well, our divide and conquer strategy won't work if people unify. Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to create a big plan. We're going to put billions of dollars behind it with propaganda and everything. And we're going to push unity, except it's not going to be unity. It's going to be more divide. But when people buy it, they're going to buy that unity thinking it's unity, thinking it's the solution to the problem, but it won't be. It'll be more division. That's what they're doing right now. That's what they're doing with racism. A lot of the anti-racist stuff is just being flipped around and being more pro-racism. It's not unity. We're being sold bullshit. You have to pay attention to who's selling you what and why. Because if you don't, you're going to fall for it. We're going to continue to be divided. The government is going to continue to grow, and they are going to continue to take everything from us. Make no mistake. The reason there is poverty in the United States is because of the government. The reason there is suffering in the United States is because of the government. The reason we can't afford health care or rent is because of the government. The reason we have police killing innocent people is because of the government. The reason we have innocent people going to jail is because of the government. And all of it is made possible because of division. Because we are told it's okay to steal. It's okay for the government to steal from one group because it's going to benefit you. We're going to steal from your neighbor to benefit you. Except it never benefits you. They end up stealing from you and your neighbor. It's all bullshit. We have to stop listening to it. We have to stop buying their lies. That's the only way to stop this. And when we stop buying their lies, we will unify. Without trying. Alright guys, catch you later.